3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome back to Show Me Trucks. Let's go off on a little side project. If you haven't followed along, this is my 51 Suburban that I'm slowly getting to. I'm trying to get the 67 four-wheel drive conversion out of the way. But my big thing at Hershey and Carlisle were to get some air cleaners. So basically, I got this triple carb intake. I had picked up one of these air cleaners, and then I bought another one off eBay, but I'm really having trouble finding a third one. So when I was at Hershey, I picked up one of these, and I think this is like a 37 Ford, like a flathead one. Obviously, giant. It's not the right look, but I kind of like how it looks like it has the same top as like 216 is the engine that would be in that Suburban. They're called pancake air cleaners, okay? And so they're just air filter ones. They're not oil. But usually it has a top like this, and then a little base, and you can see I kind of like these, like I call them like windows in the side, and then if you turn it doesn't have it, and it says front on it. And the pancake one actually is like open, and it has a little front so that you can the hot air doesn't go that way. But I think what I'm going to do is try to modify this. So basically, I just bought another one off eBay today for kind of cheap. I bought this for 20, so the one off eBay is more. But I'm trying to figure out 3 setups. And I'm going to obviously have 2 and 2 of whichever one I find first is the one I'm going to keep. But this, if you pull it apart, I'm going to do all that on video. But, you know, you have different layers in here. So I think what I'm going to do is disassemble this, see what I need to do, because I need this base to go onto the carb. But something I was kind of thinking about is maybe modifying and like cutting this base so it's not so tall. Let's show you, kind of not totally done, but I stripped this down. So basically the base is just loose. So I got to find a way to attach it to this outside shell because this bolt doesn't run all the way down. And then I just had some I bought some of the mesh and all that from Carlisle. But I actually kind of cut the bottom of that base, and I'll show you in a second. The way it sits right above the choke levers. I kind of wanted these to sit down a little bit lower. One thing that bothers me on these intakes is the angle of the intake compared to the valve cover. A little OCD like that, so it drives me a little crazy. But I like the style. Like I said, it looks more like the pancake style. It has a little more character to it. These, you know, if they were polished up or chromed or something, would probably look really cool too. And they still have the same kind of vent, so you'd still see the gold in there. It'd still look good. I have one more coming hopefully next week, so obviously I'm nowhere near close, but you do see that these this is a little bit bigger. I kind of like how these look. And let me see, I don't even know which, it says front on there, so I got it on backwards, but you know, it could be like that. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's kind of a cool little project. If I decide I don't like it, you know, we'll just save this for something else. I needed it to be attached because obviously it's not. So what I did is I put little rib nuts in the bottom, and then drilled holes into here, which makes it not that strong. But I ran little jam nuts in, so you can kind of adjust it and move it around just a touch. But eventually, whenever I put the mesh in, I think I'm gonna just put that mesh and then bend a little angle so it kind of like sits in. So some adjustment, you know. But and then the top goes on top. But you know, I like how it turned out. Like I said, I wish these were a little cheaper, but I think they look cool. And there's all the extra parts that came off of it. So if you're into race weight savings, I guess this is cool. But it kind of took a minute to get it all apart, and all that old mesh is kind of that same gold mesh that was in there. But I guess my only real concern is when they're all three on here. I like how the way I cut it down, it kind of sits right over that choke setup. It sits low. It's got a cool style, but I am gonna be a little nervous. It's probably only gonna have like a 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch gap in between each one, but I'm digging it. I think I like it. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I should just wait out and get another one of these small ones, or just sell the small ones and then finish and do all three of these. Again, I have it on backwards. The front is doesn't have openings, but cool. Little 292. Yay. Some big progress on the 67 back here. Getting body parts on makes me feel a lot better about how long it's been taking. The frame's ready, you know, a couple little minor things. Bed sides are on. Obviously, this side is a new side. The other side is pretty rough, but I drove it like it. And if I ran it bare metal, I would totally rock it. If someone buys it and they're going to paint it, yeah, I would just buy a new bedside for it. But for me, I would love if someone just ran it clear coated. But now I have the bed strips in. Most of my bolts are in. I had to fix back here. This side's kind of like messed up, so I need to weld a hole and kind of move a hole around a little bit. I don't know. I think it's just the aftermarket stuff. It just doesn't fit that well. I want to get the camper shell on. So now this is kind of bolted in. My camper shell is out here. I bought a bunch of barnwood a while back, and I'm selling half of it and then keeping the other half. I'm going to finish doing the ceiling. All my ceiling is all barnwood, but I ran out, so I need to finish that middle strip. So got the trailer over today, which was a big ordeal because the battery died. You know how this stuff goes. Everything takes forever. After that, it'd be nice. Then I can make some bumper mounts, because the ones I have were 2-wheel drive. I don't know if 4-wheel drive are different, but the way my truck is, these are square body leaf springs, so that the leaf springs are actually longer. So you have a lot more to deal with. So the hangers are way back at the end of the frame, as you can see right there. So making these mounts might get a little complicated. I just wanted this all in place and squared up so I can get the camera shell on. Then I have some holes and stuff in the tailgate I want to fix up. I really need to throw my doors on so that I can get all my gaps right, so I can do my rockers. But I've been throwing some stuff inside here too. I know you're probably getting blinded by the sun out there, but you know, my gauges and all my dash parts, slow and steady. Once I do my rockers, I'm gonna paint the rest of the floor in here, the rest the black. These are some of, you know, the underside parts. Nothing crazy, you know, but slow. Just trying to get some of this linkage in here. You know, everything's clean and ready to go. Once the bed is squared up, I'm gonna adjust the cab and tighten the cab down. That way I can get some of my body lines better. The cab's sitting up a little tall right now, but it's not tightened down either. If you've never seen my camper shell, I bought an 8-foot bed camper shell and then shortened it for a short bed. Well, I made this top for it, so I need to pull that whole top off. Pressure wash top and bottom of it. It's actually looking cleaner than I thought it would be, since it's been sitting outside forever. Pressure wash the whole camper. I had used different tan on it, so there's kind of like a little gap in here, and I need to clean that. So I'm gonna tape that off and use some paint stripper, and then also like a couple little things here and there, but that'll be nice. And then Also on the camper shell, I have aluminum in here that one piece got a little broken, so I need to weld the seam back up. But pretty excited to work on this. You know, it's got a mural on that side if you hadn't seen it. But slide that off by myself, get this wood out of the way, that way I can get the trailer out of the way. But little baby steps on the 67 right now. Camera shell's on. I put some tape on like I showed you in another video. I need to clean up some paint that was left up underneath here. And I obviously don't want to pull paint off the nice brown panels. Today what I did is worked on that air cleaner, but I also pulled the heater box setup apart, cleaned anything out that was in there. There's a bunch of leaves and, you know, stuff that's always in these heater boxes because the animals always live in there. That's why I had to fix so much metal work on this side, is animals live in there and rot everything out. So those, I'm gonna paint the one that goes inside the cab. The other one is like a weird material, so I just want to clean it the best I can. So it looked like someone sprayed it or got overspray on it, so I want to clean it up well. But I don't like painting those because I think they always look trashy every time someone paints it. Those will be cleaned up, throw the heater stuff back in it. I want to get that mounted up just to get it out of my way and just to move along. And then I put the cowl on just so I'm out of my way, but I need to strip this cowl panel down. That way I can get ready to start putting the front clip on. I really need to do rockers. I know it seems like I've been putting it off, but I kind of want to get all my front panels on, doors lined up good, and then I'll do my rockers last. Rockers are actually really easy on these trucks, I think, except for the fact that the aftermarket rockers usually do not fit up in the front good at all. So besides that, also I need to finish up some stuff on the engine. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like the 67, or you like my little side tangent projects on the Suburban. But pretty excited to start working on the Suburban.